Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know a lot of you guys are probably trapped in your house right now with this COVID-19, or also known as the coronavirus. And you guys are probably getting stir crazy, and you're probably looking for a quick and easy project that you can do with your kids to keep your sanity. I came up with this little spinning top toy that has a pull rope on it, and it throws it flying at like 100 miles an hour. It really spins and it goes forever. It's a fun toy and it's easy to make. I built this in an afternoon and I did it filming. If I didn't film, I could easily have gotten it done in probably an hour or two. Super easy. I mean, you don't have to make it as nice as this, and you don't have to use the tools that I use. I know some of you guys, you don't have a bandsaw, you don't have a drill press, you don't have a belt sander. I mean, you can do this with a jigsaw and just a hand drill. It would work perfectly fine. So yeah, it's a limited tools project. So if you want to see how I made this, stick around. So to build this top, it's pretty simple. You just need some scrap pieces of wood. And in this case, I'm gonna use some scrap walnut and some maple. I'm thinking I'm gonna make the handle part out of walnut, and then I'll make the top out of maple. And then you just need a piece of dowel, but it's a 3/8 dowel. So I'm gonna use that for the top. So let's draw out a shape for the handle on this piece of walnut, and then we'll cut it out on the bandsaw. I'm thinking of making it about 6 inches long. Might be hard to see my pencil lines on this walnut since it's pretty dark. So this is going to be the bit that I'm going to use. It's a 1 3/8 Forstner bit. Yeah, I'm going to make it about 2 inches tall. You can make this however way you want. And since this is 2 inches, I think I want that top to be 2 inches as well. And then we could just go, let's go 1 inch for that part there. Mark that. And then I'm thinking I'm going to want to round all these corners over and have this inside corner rounded, just to kind of give it a neat little look with no sharp edges on it. I'll drill a hole for this inside corner, and then here I'll just finesse it with my belt sander to get those nice and round the way I want it. Let's go to the drill press and we'll get that center hole drilled, and then we'll go to the bandsaw and we'll cut out the shape. Now that we have the rough shape cut out, we want to drill a hole in the top that goes all the way through, and we want it to be a little bit bigger than the dowel that we're using, and the dowel I'm using is 3/8. So I'm thinking I might make it probably a 1/2 inch. We'll see what I have for drill bits. Now that we have the hole drilled all the way through for the dowel to go through, it's a nice loose fit, and I used a 7/16 bit for that. Now we need to drill the hole in the middle, and that, like I said, was an 1 3/8 bit. So now we need to mark out the center, and we know that's 2 inches, so 1 inch and 1 inch is roughly center. Let's go drill that hole out. Now with the hole drilled, we just need to add a round over to take off the sharp edges and so that it feels nice in the hands. So now that the handle is done, now we have to make the top, and it's going to be out of hard maple, and I'm going to use a 2 1/8 inch hole saw bit to do this. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it'll leave me a hole in the middle of the disc that is exactly center, and it'll be balanced. So let's head over to the drill press and we'll drill out a disc. Before I go ahead and drill this hole, I'm going to give you guys a quick tip. So to avoid tear out on when you come through the back of this board, so what I like to do is I'll start to drill a hole, and then as soon as that center bit pokes through the back, I'll take it out, I'll flip it over, and then I'll use that hole to line up again, and then I'll finish it all the way through. I need some new hole saw bits. That was pretty smoky. Now we have a nice round disc with a hole that is exactly center. Now this is looking a little bit bulky to me, so I'm thinking I want to add a chamfer to the edges on top and bottom. And I think they'll give it a nice little look. Now the wooden disc is done. Now we just need to enlarge this hole to 3/8 of an inch so that this dowel fits into it. Let's go to the drill press and do that. So now we just need to cut a piece of dowel to length. Maybe we'll have 1/2 inch out the bottom. And then we want it to stick through both holes. If we cut it at, say, 3.5 inches long, that should be plenty. Before we glue this dowel into that disc, we need to drill a hole, feed our string through. Now I'm thinking of keeping it near the bottom, and then that way we can spool it up. I think that's a good idea. And then we're gonna go drill a hole that is slightly bigger than this string I have here. All we have to do now is attach the disc to the spindle. So I made a little pencil mark for where I want it lined up. And I'm just gonna use some Starbond CA glue for this. A little bit of activator. Look at that, it works. Now the last step is to make a handle to go on the end of this rope. So I'm gonna make that out of some walnut as well. So I'm just gonna go cut that out on the bandsaw. Now we're just going to give it a few coats of wipe-on poly. All right, we'll let that dry and then we'll come back later and do another coat. So all I did to attach the handle to the rope was I just tied 2 knots and that's going to hold it on there. So that is it. Now it's really easy and it's a lot of fun to play with. I've been just fooling around with this for probably the last 10 minutes and it's a lot of fun. You know, simple things amuse simple minds, they always say, right? So all you do is you just feed the string into the hole. It's really simple. And just reel up that cord. And that is it. And all you have to do is just pull the cord and let her fly. So that is it for this project, guys. I hope you like it. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. There should be a button right there. And also hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload a new video. And like always, we'll see you in the next one.